All right, family. So I'm excited to start this new training series. Um, um, we're calling it the art of closing, right? This is something that I wish that when I first started my Primerica journey, that somebody had organized some thoughts around, you know, what it means to be effective in closing business, how to close business, what the process is, and all of that. Um, I wish something like this had been done for me. Well, part of being in this business for any period of time, what we've been taught as leadership is that you always want to make the opportunity better, Sade, for the people who come behind you, right? And so we're recording this training, and this will be available for you to be able to access it and all that good stuff. And so I'm excited to be able to bring it to you. This is going to be the first installment of a multi-week series because there's so many nuances to closing, guys. There's so many. And to be honest with you, I'm really just trying to organize it in a way to where it's not too overwhelming, and it's understandable, and it has a nice flow to it that each training kind of builds on the next one, if that makes sense, right? And so let me share my screen. Uh, Give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. All right, perfect. And so, like I say, guys, we're talking about the art of closing. This is where skill meets success. Tonight, we'll cover what we call in our organization the winning momentum cycle. You want to know what that is? We'll talk about our appointment process. And then we'll talk about some tools and resources that you have access to. And then we'll close out with the intangibles when it comes to closing, right? We'll close out with the intangibles. So let's dive into the winning momentum cycle, right? And so the winning momentum cycle are really fundamentals and skills that you need to master in order to be effective in Primerica. I'm going to repeat that. These are skills, fundamentals, practices that you need to master in order to be effective in this business, right? And so the first part of the winning momentum cycle is prospecting. It's prospecting. And what is prospecting? It's basically the act of getting names and phone numbers, getting contacts of people to reach out to share your story about what you're doing to impact families in Primerica. It's getting new names, new phone numbers, new contacts. That's prospecting, right? That's a whole series of training, guys, in and of itself. And I've done some in the past that you can access and stuff like that. And maybe at some point we'll tackle some of these fundamentals, but we won't necessarily do that during this series. But prospecting is the first piece of the winning momentum cycle. And if you're taking notes, you can write this stuff down. The next part of the winning momentum cycle is scheduling appointments. And as you can tell, it kind of all flows. It goes from, hey, I got the names, I got the contacts. Then what do I do with them? Well, I'm going to schedule appointments, right? So scheduling appointments is crucial to your success in the business. I can't stress it enough. If you master this skill alone, Coach B Walk, you're going to get some success, even if your presentation is weak, right? Because if you have the ability to prospect and schedule appointments, they call these two things the great separator in Primerica. If you want to win in this business, become a master at prospecting and scheduling appointments. In prospecting, I'm not talking about just cold prospecting out there, meeting strangers like that. You might be a master networker. You might do group presentations like that. You get contacts that way at vendor events. Whatever you do, however you get new contacts, become a master at that. And then it's about processing those contacts and scheduling appointments. Now, there's several different types of appointments that you can schedule. Again, that's a separate training in and of itself. We won't get into the details of that today. And then the next part of the winning momentum cycle is doing a winning presentation, not just a presentation, Uncle Mike, but a winning presentation. A winning presentation. A winning presentation gets results. It gets results. And we'll talk about what those results are here in a second. But that's a key part of the winning momentum cycle. And then the fourth piece is doing the wealth builder, closing business, getting referrals. that's the next to the last piece of the winning momentum cycle, right? This is where you make your money. This is where the money gets made, the closing of solutions for clients, getting referrals. And then once you get those referrals, it basically just you repeat the process all over again, right? Because getting referrals is a method of prospecting, right? So it kind of just flows in to that prospecting part. Now, there's another branch off of this thing that comes from the wealth builder, and that's recruiting. That's recruiting, right? Adding new agents to your team, to your business, right? And so if you're looking at, okay, so how do I go about doing Primerica effectively? Like, what does that look like? What are the steps? I'm showing it to you right here, guys. These are the steps. These 5 simple things. Now, obviously, guys, we could do trainings for weeks on all of these things. But just to keep it simple, these are the 5 components of the business that you need to get really good at in order to make some money and impact the community. Prospecting, scheduling appointments, winning presentation, closing business, getting referrals, recruiting. All right. So let's make it let's make it a little funky, Coach B-Walk. So confidence in these things plus competence, right? If you get competent in these things, you're gonna get confident. You get confident in these things, in these areas, and what you're doing, you're gonna get competent. But those 2 things added together equals compensation. You're gonna get paid. You are gonna get paid, right? And so what I decided to do, and this is just in my Primerica journey trying to figure this thing out, I said, you know what? I got to get good at the business. You're not going to make any real money here unless you make the decision to get good at this business. And these are the things you need to get good at. You get competent at it, you're going to get confident at it. You get confident at it, you're going to get competent at it. It's all going to equal to compensation. You're going to get paid here. You're going to have some success. And I know for a fact that all of y'all want to get paid. You know, put an emoji up, a hand up emoji if you're trying to get paid here in Primerica. Yeah, I'm still trying to get paid. I've been here for 20 years. I still want to get paid. Primerica still got checks with my name on it that they ain't wrote yet. So I'm trying to get paid. So even though I've been doing this for a while, I look to get better and refine my skill in these areas. All right. And hopefully you do too. So let's talk about why master the winning momentum cycle. Why do you master it? Well, what it's going to do, it's going to eliminate fear, hesitation, and uncertainty, right? If you know what you're doing, you're not going to have fear and uncertainty. Like, what do I do next? What do I say? Oh man, am I doing it right? No, it eliminates all of that. That confidence will exude out from you. And I'm telling you, when you have that type of confidence, and somebody back me up on this, can y'all feel that when you're confident talking to a client? This is for my seasoned vets that have been around. When you're confident, when you're presenting, don't you just kind of draw the client in? Aren't they attracted to that? Absolutely, right? Absolutely. And they listen, and a lot of them follow you because you have the confidence. And not just, aloof ignorance, like you just bragging, but you ain't got no skill. No, you got the skill, you got the competency, you're confident. It draws people in. It eliminates the fear. You know what's next. You know what to do next. In addition to that, mastering this winning momentum cycle results in higher closing ratios. I don't know about you guys, especially for those of you all who are doing this thing part-time, right? Let me ask y'all something. You're doing Primerica part-time. You got a life outside of Primerica. Am I right or am I right? You got a full-time job, you got kids, you got pets, you got maybe a significant other, a spouse, you got family that you tending to, maybe parents that you looking after, other family members that you're checking on. Man, you're juggling a lot of things. You got life. What they say, life be life, and you got life going on, right? And so you carve out time to do your Primerica business. And then, hey, look, man, You might want to have a little fun in there too. You might want to, go goof off and travel and take some time off and make the most of your schedule and do some things, right? When you do Primerica, you ain't doing Primerica just to entertain some folk. It's just to have a conversation for 30, 45 minutes and then not get any results. Am I right? Like, you're trying to get some results. So when you invest your time, you're trying to get a return on that investment. I'm going somewhere with this. So what I'm telling you guys is that don't get caught up in thinking that, man, you could just approach this thing any kind of way and it's going to pay you some money. It won't do it. You have to respect the opportunity. And I say this is a tagline in our orientation. If you treat this like a business, it will pay you like a business. If you treat it like a business, it'll pay you like a business. So let's talk about master the winning momentum cycle will result in you getting more results, higher closing ratios, right? And if you have higher closing ratios, that all but guarantees you're going to make more money. You're going to make more money. And then you're going to maximize time efficiency. You're going to be more efficient in the way that you go about your business, right? You're not going to be on the phone with somebody or on a Zoom with somebody for 2-3 hours and not get any results. Like, what's going on there, right? That should not be happening. But if you don't master this winning momentum cycle, you will find yourself spending a whole lot of time and not getting the return on it that you need. So if you want to be efficient with your time, meaning that you want to be surgical, man, I can meet with somebody, I can get in and out an hour and a half, we can make it all happen. You need to master this, man. And then on top of that, it positions you as a professional, right? You want to position yourself and present yourself as a professional in financial services. You want to know what you're talking about. You want to know what you're doing, because people know if you don't. At a certain point, they'll know. So you want to position yourself as a professional, and mastering this winning momentum cycle will help you do that. And another way to say it is that you want to position yourself as the expert. As the expert. Because if you're doing that, the client will follow you in the direction that you're taking them and leading them. And they'll do the things that you requested for them to do. All right. And then it's an opportunity to become a frontline crusader. We never want to forget the crusade, guys. What we're doing and why we're doing it. Sure, we want to become financially independent. We want to make some money. We want to save some money. We want to be able to create an additional stream of income, all of that. Yep. But at the same time, guys, behind every dollar that we receive, hopefully it's a person whose financial situation we dramatically improve. So it allows you to become an opportunity to be a frontline crusader. And then last but not least, guys, mastering this winning momentum cycle, it sets the foundation, Sean, for leadership. If you master this thing, that means that you can teach it to somebody. So it sets the foundation for leadership. And so if you want to build a team here, you want to build a real business here, that's not going to happen until you master this winning momentum cycle. You start working towards mastering this winning momentum cycle. You start working towards it. And it doesn't happen overnight, guys. So give yourself some grace. Give yourself, a chance to really learn it, to fail at it and get better at it, all of that good stuff. All right. And so let's talk about our two-step appointment process. Guys, in our system, we have a two-step appointment process, right? Well, I'll get to that in a second. So the first appointment is the winning presentation. And most of you guys have seen that, even if you're new. You had an opportunity to even witness it when you first got introduced to the company. It's the presentation that was done for you. It's the who we are, what we do, how we help families. It's our financial concepts, from Rule of 72, 3 phases of retirement, or planning or leading to retirement, 3 different investment phases. I'm sorry about that. 3 different investment phases, theory of decreasing responsibility, talking about the wealth builder. Most people don't plan to fail; they fail to plan. That's the first appointment, winning presentation. This is the purpose of the first appointment. When I do a first appointment, and when you do a first-time appointment, you want to educate and empower the client. That's what you want to do. You're looking to educate that person that you're presenting to and empower them. You're sharing with them concepts in a way that ain't nobody ever shared it with. Even if they've heard of the Rule of 72, if y'all heard people say, yeah, I've heard of the Rule of 72 before, they might say, yep, I've heard of that. But then when you break it down to them, they're like, I ain't never heard of it like that before. Right? And so you're trying to educate our people and empower them. So that's part of the responsibility of the first-time appointment, right? Educating and empower. You're looking to build a connection with the client. I want to build some rapport. I want to build some trust. I want to create a connection, right? And that's important. You know how I create that connection, Auntie? I'm not asking them to spend no money on the first appointment. I'm not asking them what's your routing number and your account number on the first appointment, because they like, bro, I just met you and I'm meeting you through Zoom. I don't know about all of that. Now, there is an exception to that. I'll get to that in a minute. But on the first appointment, I'm looking to build a connection with the client. You should be looking to build a connection with them, right? Just through your conversation, the presentation and the conversation you're having. And then, this is the most important. On the first appointment, you're looking to get commitments from the client. And these are the 2 commitments that you're looking to get. You're looking to get a commitment to schedule a second appointment to do a wealth builder consultation. Second appointment for the wealth builder consultation. And then number 2, you're looking for a commitment for them to give you referrals on the second appointment. You want the client to agree that they will give you referrals on the second appointment. All right? Or just agree to give you referrals. Those are the 2 commitments. Guys, it's that easy. Presentation. My presentation is going to educate and empower the client, right? The transcript that we use, the transcript that we have, it is designed to do that. It's going to educate the person and empower the person. It's designed to build a connection with them, and it's designed at the end to get commitments from the client, these 2 in particular. So that's the first appointment. The second appointment is where the magic happens. The second appointment is where we're doing the wealth builder consultation, closing business, and setting ourselves up to get referrals from the client. 2-step process. So the first presentation is to educate, empower, build connection, get commitments. Second appointment is to close business and to really help the client through implementation. Education always comes before implementation. I'm going to repeat that. Education always comes before implementation, right? So what are we doing on the second appointment? We're doing the wealth builder consultation. I'm going to build, and I want you to build, an even stronger connection with the client, because now we're looking at real numbers. We're looking at, hey, what is your income? How much do you want to live off of per month in retirement? I'm showing you what inflation is going to do to affect that goal. I'm showing financial independence number. We're talking about that and how we arrived at the FIN number. We're looking at how much do you currently have invested for retirement? How much are you contributing per month, including the company match? Are y'all with me on this? So you're getting all of this personal data, and it's not like you're a robot. You should be having conversations about this. And I'm telling you, the tool that we have, that Wealth Builder Companion Sheet that goes along with the second appointment, is designed to help you as you take a client through this to build an even stronger connection with them, Talon. And then we're looking to close business. We're looking to close business, B-Walk. We're looking to do the life insurance if there's a need there. We're looking to do the investments if there's a need there. If there's other miscellaneous products that you're looking to do, from auto and home and all that stuff, you can do all of that. And we're looking to get referrals. We're looking to get referrals. But the second appointment is where we close business. I'm going to tell you right now, teammates, 95% of the appointments that you do should follow this two-step appointment process. 95%. But that also leaves room for the 5% that won't follow this two-step process. And that 5% may fall into somebody that is very specific about what they want from you or what they're looking for from you. They may call you up, Julia, and say, hey, Julia, I got referred to you by my cousin Dale. He says that you do life insurance. I need some life insurance. When can we meet? And you schedule that appointment. Is everybody with me? Shake your head yes if you are with me on this. If somebody contacts you and says that I need some life insurance from you, April, I heard you sell life insurance. I need it. Don't you dare say, but we got a two-step process. Don't do. Look at my face. Don't do it. You need to be like, great. We're going to get you the life insurance, knock that out. And there's a whole process that I'll show you guys in a later training on how to do that type of appointment. It's still a process to it. Don't ever start slanging quotes out over text message if somebody is telling you. Don't do that. We take people through a process to sell life, but we selling the life insurance on the first appointment. Are y'all with me? Or if somebody calls you up, Sean, and say, hey, look, I just won the lottery and I got $500,000 to invest. My cousin Dale, I love Dale. My cousin Dale told me to call you and that you have an investment license. When can we meet? Don't you be like, well, we got a two-step process. I got to do the presentation for you. And then I got to do your wealth builder for you. And don't do that. Now, you're probably not going to close that investment on the first appointment, but there is a process that you go through that's outside of what I'm talking about. Is everybody with me? Give me a thumbs up if you're with me. Those are the 5% exceptions. And if you have a question about an appointment, if you have a question out there about a potential appointment, like Nick, this might be an exception. This might be one of the 5%ers, man. Or talk to your field trainer about, we'll let you know if that's a 5%er and we'll be off the beaten path. I just don't want you guys saying, well, Nick, how come we didn't do the presentation for my coworker that said they wanted life insurance? How come we didn't do all that? Look, that's a 5%er. That's somebody that showed up already knowing what they wanted. And shout out to Tanya. I don't know if she's still on, but Tanya Hilliard, she had a couple of people that were like that they already, they showed up saying, hey, I want some life insurance. And so we were able to get to it. All right. And so, but yeah, so that's that two-step appointment process. Guys, 95% of the appointments that you are running are going to follow this two-step appointment process flow. I don't want to be any confusion about that. Just so you know, this is our process. And so I know y'all wonder, well, Nick, why do we do the two-step appointment process? You mean to tell me I can't come out gunslinging and just do life insurance on the first appointment and all that with everybody? You could, but I do not advise it. Don't do it. Because when you do the two-step appointment process, it enables you to build genuine trust and rapport with the client. It enables you to build some genuine trust and rapport, right? That's what it does. In addition to that, it allows you to create a customized financial solution for the client. Even when we do that appointment, that 5%er appointment to where we might just sell the life insurance on the first appointment, Coach B Walk, I'm still trying to follow back up with the client to do the other part. You know what I'm saying? To do the investment side of things. but it allows you to create a customized financial solution for the client, but that's going to benefit them. In addition to that, it eliminates, this is a big one. Sean, know what I'm talking about. It eliminates buyer's remorse, which can lead to chargebacks. That one right there is the big one. When you do a two-step appointment process, it eliminates buyer's remorse. Or somebody saying, daggone, man, maybe I should have waited. Maybe I should have thought about buying that policy with Sean the first time that I met her. Or maybe I should have not did that with Latrice. Oh, let me call her. Let me text her to tell her to hold that application. Let me think it over. No, it eliminates that. It eliminates buyer's remorse, which can lead to chargeback by doing a two-step appointment process. And trust me, you don't want that buyer's remorse leading to chargebacks. It creates more referral opportunities, which is big, and it opens the door to recruit the right clients to the business. It opens the door to recruit the right clients to the business. Because when you do the two-step appointment process, you close business with somebody, can we all agree that if a person is a client, that they believe in what we do, they're okay with it? And so it gives you a recruiting pool of people that you don't have to convince that Primerica is a good thing, because they're already a client. They're already a client. And so it allows you to tap into that pool of people, right? And so let's talk about recruiting on the backside of things. Now, this is a bonus third step. This is a third appointment. This is how I've been doing it, because that second appointment, taking them through the wealth builder consultation, closing business, Auntie, it can run long, and I'm not a person that wants to keep people and hold them hostage for 2-3 hours and stuff like that. But if I find somebody that I've been working with, we do the first appointment, we did that. Second appointment, we get together, we do their wealth builder consultation. If I kind of vibing with that person, I'm like, man, this person will be a good agent in the business. After I close business, now that's the thing, after I close business with them, I might mention the opportunity to them and say, hey, do you keep the option of making more income? Well, you'll be surprised that a lot of people will say yes. They'll say, hey, listen, I want to talk to you about something. Has anybody ever talked to you about the power of having a life insurance license and an investment license? And they may say no, right? A lot of people will say no, nobody's talked to them about it. And I set up a third appointment to talk to them about the business opportunity. But this is after we've already gone through the first two steps. And I've kind of got a feel for the person. I'm like, man, I like this person. I can actually hang out with this person. I would love to work with them, right? So I call that a bonus appointment, Sean. That's a bonus third step recruiting appointment. And so what it allows you to do is selectively share our business opportunity with clients. You don't have to try to recruit every client, because not every client might jump out at you as a person who is recruitable. And that's fine. But there's some people who will. And this is the time to talk to them about it at the end of the second appointment. And what I'm looking for, and what you should be looking for, are people, when you're dealing with them, and you'll find these things out as you're working with them on the first and second appointment, people who are available, credible, and coachable, and they have champ characteristics. You're looking at, hey, man, this person seems like they're competitive in a positive way. They're hardworking, ambitious, money motivated. They got great people skills. Heck, I like spending time with them on Zoom. Like, you kind of get a vibe from people, guys, and you look for the people who stand out to you in a certain way. And that's part of the selectively choosing people to share the business opportunity with from the clients. In addition to that, on that third step appointment, you're looking to secure the IBA. You're looking to recruit them into the business. That's them doing the $99 IBA fee plus the $25 POL fee. That makes them an official recruit in the business. And then after you've secured the IBA, or when you secure the IBA, Sean, you're registering the new recruit for class. When you're taking the IBA, You're scheduling a day and a time to do their new recruit orientation, and you're getting the new recruit signed into the Primerica app so they can bank their first $50 in bonus money, right? But this is all happens on the bonus third appointment of people that stand out to you as recruiters. Now I want to stop right there and see if anybody has any questions, any comments about anything that I've shared so far. We've talked about the winning momentum cycle, prospecting, scheduling appointments, winning presentation, wealth builder, which comes to closing business and getting referrals, recruiting, the offshoot off of the wealth builder. Then we talked about the two-step appointment process. On the first appointment, we're looking to educate and empower the client. We are looking to build a rapport, build a connection with them. And we're also looking to get commitments from them to do a second appointment, to do their wealth builder, and for them to commit to giving referrals, right? That's the first appointment. Second appointment is the wealth builder consultation, where we're looking to continue to build a stronger connection with the client. I'm just going to take it through the wealth builder, and we're looking to close business, guys. We're looking to make that happen. Life insurance, investments, etc., and also get the referrals, right? Get the referrals. And for the people who have been field training with me that I've been working with, it might be kind of scary, me talking about this in the way you like, he's not just doing this as a random thing. Like there's a whole rhyme and reason around, there's a system that I'm following that I've displayed when I probably work with you as a client. And definitely when we've been field training, you see that I follow this same process and system pretty much every single time. The one thing that we've been missing out on, and I'll be transparent with you guys, we have not been getting referrals on that second appointment, but people have agreed to give referrals. So that's something that we can always go back to and tap into clients that we have. You can always go back. That's the great thing. If you don't get the referrals, when you do that, you can always go back to them because why? You build a connection with them. There's a good rapport there. You can always reach back out to the client to get that list of referrals from them. All right. That's something that you can always come back to. But I wanted to yield right there. Does anybody have any questions, any comments about the stuff that I've shared so far? Auntie, and then I'm going to go to Sean. Auntie, talk to me.
Awesome training. It never is tiring. It's always a great reminder to hear the power of how our business operates. I wanted to just concur with what you said about the referrals. And I know Latrice has asked in the chat about referrals. I would just say, follow our process, requesting them, plant the seed in the first meeting, request them in the second, get their buy-in in the first meeting that they will provide them, and then, request them in that second meeting. If they don't provide those referrals, don't give up. That's the beauty of the CRM system. You could put in a note that the client stated that they would give you referrals. So when you do your follow-up, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, a year, you can always go back to requesting that. And then, of course, with your clients, you want to say happy birthday in those CRMs. You want to kind of touch them and say hi to kids. Do that, because I have a client that I worked with last year, and she called me today. I have asked her for referrals several times just in my follow-ups. Today she called. She was excited that she had some people who want to meet with me. So this is going to be, and when she was sharing it with me, she was like, and they want this, and they want it for their husband, and they want it for, so I've obviously been talked about in the state of New Jersey. I've been talked about because she referred someone a couple of weeks ago that I did an annuity. That person is super pleased. They talked at a barbecue. Now she's calling me that she has more people. So don't be discouraged if a client doesn't give it to you the first time. Just keep providing great customer service and remember to follow up with them. Use that CRM system because it's really been a blessing for me to keep up with people that I've serviced and the referrals are coming in. It could be a year later, but they're coming. So be encouraged. Thank you, Nick.
Fantastic.
Nephew.
Fantastic. And I got something to say about that too. We'll come back to it. Sean, talk to us. What's your question or comment?
Hey, Nick. Thank you so much for the training today. This is a great reminder, as Dr. V was saying. I wondered if you have a script associated with that bonus, the part about the recruit. that you get to on the third meeting. It used to be, as I remember, a way that we used to do the recruiting part in the beginning. And I wondered if you've rewritten things for that third meeting.
That's a great question. I have refreaked it, how I go about doing the recruiting presentation. It's similar to what we had been doing, but it's just more of a hybrid because it's a different look and feel to the presentation. It's really more organic, Sean. To be honest with you, I haven't created a transcript for that part yet because it's just me conversing. I was telling Auntie this about a week or so ago. I'm just really kind of speaking to people from the heart when it comes to that recruiting piece. There's some, scripted out parts that I follow, but for the most part, I'm just kind of flowing with that deal. And but I'll put some language on a page so that way it can be an add-on piece to the winning presentation transcript, but it'll be focused on recruiting. I'll work on that. But with the referrals, I wanted to come back to that. With the referrals, like I love what Auntie said, like a no for referral might just be a not right now. If the person is a client, sometimes people are real apprehensive about giving folks names and phone numbers out. But I'll tell you what, though, if they stay your client for a year or so, or not even that, maybe even 6 months or so, and you're touching base with them, and like you set it up in your CRM to where you are dropping things in there automatically for their birthday, they might email you back, say, hey, thanks for the birthday shout out, stuff like that, Sydney, and things like that. And so don't be surprised. You can come back to them and be able to collect the referrals. But, or it just might be a situation where we just never got around to that. We just never did that part. We just need to set up a time to get with the client to get the referrals, because some of you guys got people that are willing to give referrals. It's just maybe you or the person who was training you, like myself, we just didn't do that piece. Shame on me. We just need to do that. We just need to get the referrals. And it's easy. It's going to be an easy thing to do that. All right. Any other questions or comments? Going once, going twice. All right, cool. All right, we're going to jump back in. All right. So we talked about the bonus third step, which is the recruiting appointment. But this happens after the business is closed. Don't try to fit this third appointment in before you do and complete the second appointment. I feel I need to repeat that. Don't try to shortcut the process and do the recruiting appointment, which is the third step, before you do the second step, which is wealth builder consultation, closing business. Do this one as the last step. All right. Okay. Let's talk about tools and resources that you have access to. So for those who don't know, we have a team, kind of like a file cabinet. It's called Virtual Base Shop. So when you log on to Primerica Online, there's a link up there at the top that says Virtual Base Shop. If you click on that link, it'll take you to a screen that looks like this. If you click on the Resources tab, in the drop down, there's going to be something that says Base Shop Resources. When you hear us say Base Shop, guy, that's another way of saying team. That's Primerica language. That's Primerica lingo for team, right? Our team. So basically, team resources, right? If you click that link, it takes you into a file cabinet of a lot of different PDF files from scripts, orientations, all that type of stuff, a lot of things out there. Now, let me warn you, don't go out there and just start downloading stuff just yet, right? I know I'm showing y'all this. Give me until next week to update it. This deal is being updated. It's still kind of under, I've updated some things. I don't want you using old stuff. I just wanted to show you where it was. If it doesn't say updated 2025 for something, just hold off on getting this. Now, some of the stuff we're still using, some of the scripts, orientation stuff, we're doing some updated things there. So let me get an opportunity for the rest of this week to update the virtual base shop. What I'll do, if y'all will allow me, I'll put a message out there in Telegram that the VBS, the virtual base shop, not Vacation Bible School, but virtual base shop has been updated. So you can go out there and you can download whatever resources and tools that you want. But this is source of a lot of tools and resources, guys. All right, I'm coming down the home stretch. When it comes to prospecting, tools and resources that you will have available to you. We got face-to-face prospecting scripts. If you're looking to meet new people and talk to them about becoming a life insurance client, we got scripts for that. We got face-to-face prospecting script for recruiting. We got the referral text message. Well, what's that, Nick? This is the message that you send to clients for them to forward to their referrals, to warm them up, right? You don't want to just get a list of referrals of people and just start calling them and they haven't been warmed up, right? And so we have the language to send them. Let's say I did business with Latrice, and she's a happy client. I say, hey, Latrice, and we make a referral list. She says she gives me 5 referrals. I say, hey, Latrice, send this text message out to each of the 5 people that you referred to me. Send an individual text message, not a group message. Send this out to them because that'll warm them up to let them know that I'm going to be calling them, right? So we have that language in a script out there in Virtual Base Shop. But again, I'm updating it, so I'll let y'all know when it's ready. Referral text message for recruits, referral script. So if you get a referral and you're calling the referral, what do you say to get an appointment with that referral? Got that script. We got a phone dump script, right? So, well, what's a phone dump? Let's just say that you go through your phone and you just say, man, I'm going to write everybody down in my phone, and the people who aren't crazy that show up on the list, I'm just going to call them to make a connection with them, to tell them what it is that I'm doing, right? We have a script for that. How do you call those people? What do you say to those people, right? These might be people that are on the fringes of your warm market, or people that you don't even know, right? We got an approach for that. And then there's a beneficiary contact script in there. That's a way to prospect to where you're contacting the beneficiaries on a person's life insurance policy, especially for people who are not married. And they put in their sister, they're putting their aunt, they're putting their favorite cousin, they're putting their brother, they're putting their mother on the life insurance policy as their beneficiary. Well, there's a way for us to contact that beneficiary to give them a beneficiary certificate to let them know. There's a whole approach for that. I know some of you guys are like, what? We can do that. Yes, these are all tools and resources that we have available. It'll be out there on Virtual Base Shop. All right. So these are tools and resources that you have available. Scheduling appointments. We have a warm market field training script that'll be in Virtual Base Shop. Character reference script that'll be in Virtual Base Shop. Warm market center of influence script. Well, Nick, what's that? These are the people that you feel got title, position, they had a certain status, and you like, man, I don't know if they would be warmed up to me calling them, asking to do an appointment with me so I can get in their finances. I really want to get to the people that they know, right? Well, the warm market center of influence script is a way to approach those types of people that you just might feel a certain way about trying to do a wealth builder for them. I don't think that you should, but you just might feel that way. But you know that they know a lot of people. They are connected to groups, community organizations. Their family is huge. And you want to be able to do a presentation with them to show them what you're doing so you can get to their referrals, right? It's a warm market center of influence script, how to schedule an appointment with that type of person. Referral script, phone dump script, all that type of stuff. We got all of that. Beneficiary contact script, overcoming objection script, all that stuff is in there. Then for the winning presentation, right? If you see a star beside this thing, if you see a star beside something that I got listed, that means that that's not in Virtual Base Shop. That's something that you have to get from your field trainer or your regional vice president. But the Zoom KT PowerPoint presentation is not in Virtual Base Shop. But we can get it to you if you're licensed. Well, you don't have to be licensed, but we can get it to you so that way you can learn it but the Zoom, PowerPoint, kitchen table presentation, and the winning presentation transcript, what we actually say on the appointment, that is in Virtual Base Shop, or that will be in Virtual Base Shop as well, right? And if you are in field training, if you are doing it, you need to have these two things with you every time y'all run an appointment. You need to have that presentation, and you need to have that winning presentation transcript, so you can be followed along as your field trainer is going through the presentation. Hopefully you're at the point where you're doing some of the presentation, right? Hopefully you're doing that. And then for the Wealth Builder closing business getting referrals, we have the Wealth Builder companion sheet. This is what we say on that Wealth Builder appointment. Just like the winning presentation transcript, this is a transcript for that second appointment. Mobile F&A, which is the Primerica app. The Dimes calculation spreadsheet. Look, those have asterisks beside them. Those are not in Virtual Base Shop, but we can get them to you. Quick Quote 3.0, that's the tool within the Primerica app that allows you to do quotes. Turbo apps, that allows you to take the applications. And then a referral sheet. This is an editable PDF file that you can download, and this is how you collect your referrals from the client. That will be in Virtual Base Shop. So these are some tools and resources. And then, of course, let's talk about the intangibles, right? And I'm gonna be done. When it comes to intangibles, man, I want you to remember this. This is gospel in Primerica. Professionals sort, amateurs convince. Professionals sort, amateurs convince. What do I mean by that, Sydney? You don't have to convince anybody to do business with you. If you feel like you're doing a lot of trying to convince somebody to do business with you and you're having to work extra hard to get somebody to do business with you, you need to get off the gas and let it be what it's going to be, because you're a pro. And that's how you want to see yourself. You're the expert. You're the professional. You're looking for the people who are looking for you. Guys, we're talking about closing business. The minute that you start trying to oversell and try to convince somebody, some grown person that has dependent children, that they need life insurance, and they're telling you that they don't want it and that they don't need life insurance, you're trying to convince them, but you need it. What about your babies and this, that, and the other? What you're doing is you're devaluing your opportunity. You're devaluing your solutions and your strategy. Don't ever get in a posture where you're trying to convince somebody. Don't do it. You're a professional. You're sorting. You're looking for the people who are looking for you. So always remember that, teammates. This is an intangible in the business. Professionals sort, amateurs convince, and what we groom and what we develop here in the Prove It movement are professionals. Give me a thumbs up if you're with me. Hopefully you are. All right. Another intangible. Teammates, there's three things you can never overcome. You can never overcome a lie, a negative mindset, or a legitimate money problem that a person has. You can't overcome a lie, meaning that if you're dealing with somebody on the second appointment or maybe even the first appointment, and they telling you that, oh, I got all that stuff already. I'm good. I'm straight, man. I got retirement. I got life insurance. Yeah, I got plenty. I got, man, trust me, if I die, my family gonna be straight. They ain't gonna have to worry about nothing. I don't need none of that stuff, all that. Y'all gonna run across these folks. And your spidey senses just gonna get to tingling, Julie. You're gonna be like, Negro, you ain't got none of this stuff. Yeah, I do. And then you say, well, okay, what kind of policy you got? Who you got it through? Oh, it's one of them companies. It's with my one of them companies. Presidential Life. It's one of them companies. Yeah, I don't know what kind of policy. Well, can you put your hands on the policy? All right, it's back there. It's probably back there. I have to dig for it, and you know, man, it's a lot of stuff back there. I don't want people be lying, y'all. They be lying. And guess what? Let them lie. Let them. You can't overcome that. That's not your job. It's to overcome the lie. That's not your job. Now, this one right here, this might hurt a little bit. The people who might be lying might be your cousin, your family member, your brother, your sister, or your best friend or your close friend. They might be lying. Guess what, Jamel? Let them. It's fine. It's not your job to argue them down. It's not your job to get into a back and forth with them and saying, "Nah, I'm coming over there, man. We're gonna fuck." No. Don't ruin Christmas. Don't ruin the next happy hour. Don't have them talking about you behind your back, saying, man, Jamel, man, he was trying to force me to get some life insurance with him, man. He talk all crazy to me about. Don't just let it be. Okay, hey, listen. If you ever want a second opinion on what you got, now you know they ain't got none, but this is just we say, yeah, ever want a second opinion on what you got, just let me know, man. I'll be happy to take a look at it with you to make sure that you got what you think you have. And get out of there. Get out of there. It's good, man. So you can't overcome a lie. You cannot overcome a negative mindset. And I know you guys are still in your warm market and y'all closing business left and right and stuff like that. You're going to run across that person that got that negative mindset. They're going to say some of the craziest stuff to you ever. Like, why would I want to leave some life insurance behind to these folks? I'm dead. I'm good. So why I want to pay for that for? I'm straight. They're going to have to figure that out. What's this gift saying? Well, they be like, man, I ain't trying to pay no money for all that stuff, man. I don't even believe in life insurance. It's all a ripoff. It's all a ripoff. It's all a scam. That life insurance stuff, man. It's all a scam. Guys, you can't overcome that. Let me tell you something. A 30-minute conversation with you is not going to change that person's mindset. You know why? My upline, Stephen Coleman, told me this when I first joined the business, because I was running across a couple people that day. He said, Nick, that stuff is deep-rooted. And that was my phrase, B-Walk. That's deep-rooted, man. And you ain't going to uproot that negative mindset with a 30-minute presentation, Julie. It ain't happening. Even though the need is there, they got the money. It's just negative. You can't overcome that. And then last but not least, guys, you can't overcome a real money problem or what they saying is a money problem. If somebody say they ain't got the money to pay for no life insurance, believe them. Believe them. One more time for the people who didn't hear me. Believe them. And just say, hey, listen, when things change in your financial situation, Auntie know what I'm talking about. When things change in your financial situation, give me a call. I'll check back in with you in maybe about 3 to 6 months just to get out of there. Get out of there. Because you can't overcome a lie, a negative mindset, or a real money problem. Can't overcome it. So don't even try. That's an intangible to the business. Y'all know how much time I wasted trying to deal with people on these three things? I wasted a lot of time, a lot of energy early on in my career. Nope, don't do it. And then, go ahead, April. Go ahead.
Have you ever run across a person that said, I don't have the money for it, but I want to try and do the business so I can earn some more money? Would you ever do that with them?
That's a great question. So the interesting thing about that is the business costs money to do. Look.
Forgot about that part. That's right.
Because people don't join Primerica for free now unless they got the game changer thing going on, but it's still $25 a month. It's still $25 a month that they got to keep up. So if a person has a real money problem, part of the challenge is that will they be able to join the business and keep their POL subscription on? Because if they can't keep the $25 POL on, then they can't do the business. It's just what it is. Omar, I'm coming to you. And this is me right here. This is me. If you join the business, listen to this, guys, and you are insurable, and you have a need for life insurance, you need to get a policy. Primerica is not like a job to where you join Primerica and 2 weeks later a check is going to show up. If they don't have the money, they got to pay the 99. They don't have the money for the life insurance. They got to pay the 99 plus 25 to join the business. Then they got to pay for the life insurance exam. So they're going to have to spend a little bit of money just to get this thing going. I'm not saying that I would never do that, but it's got to be a real interesting exception for me to do something like that. And I haven't run across that in a long time, in a very, very long time. Now, sometimes people in a jam, they say, hey, look, I had a lot of things come up. I'm trying to get myself out of a hole. I don't know if I can do it. But I'll be real with y'all. Most of the people, man, we grown. Man, y'all know that when the Cowboy Carter tour came through Houston, it was a lot of broke folk out there at that concert. Man, and them tickets was high. And not only did they go to the concert, Jamel, man, they made a night of it, man. Man, Rahima has some sorority sisters flew there because she didn't go to every city. She strategically set up shop for 3-4 days in certain cities. Folks flying in to go to the concert. And on top of that, they got the outfit. They going to dinner. Rahima went to some, it was a sister that catered a whole affair. Cowboy Carter thing, they had a menu catered around the whole concert thing. It was packed. A lot of broke folk that go see Beyonce, man. So, April, to answer your question, I don't take it long with it. I think that most money issues, there's very few of them that are real money issues. It's just people ain't wanting to spend the money. They don't want to spend the money. But I believe them anyway, though. Even if they have the money and they tell them it's a money problem, I'm believing you 100% of the time. I'm believing you. Yep, for sure. Omar, talk to us.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you, brother. Talk to us.
No, I've been great training, first of all. So thanks for the training. The second thing I just wanted to kind of share also on the same topic of closing is asking questions. You know, learning how to ask questions. Because a great salesperson, I heard many years ago, is not the one that is going to ask. He's going to prepare what he's going to say. He's going to prepare what he's going to ask. And that's what we're supposed to have, 2 ears and 1 mouth, because we're supposed to listen twice as much than we speak. So just kind of like sharing one of the intangibles is like learn how to speak in questions, right? So that's the only thing I wanted to share, man.
That's so good. That's so good. And what you guys will be able to hear is when we get to the parts of training to where we get into the nuances of the how-tos, you'll see how those questions are strategically placed to be effective. And then what comes after the question as well. And so, great point, Omar. And let me finish up with this one. I think I got 2 more slides and I'm done. All right. One intangible that's very important is whenever you're presenting to people, you want to use heart power. You know, it might be a moment where you have to break script and you have to speak from the heart. That's fine. You're not a robot. You're a human being. You have real emotions. You have real thoughts. You have real feelings. Tap into that. But you can only really tap into heart power if you care. If you care about the person that you're in front of, you care about their family, you care about whether or not they're going to implement these strategies. You know, some people might be on the fence and they just really need for you to speak to them from the heart to do something. And it's not a money issue. It's not a negative mindset issue. It might just be a fear factor in there or something like that. And part of making that connection and building that rapport and that trust with a client is speaking from the heart. Speaking from the heart. So never, ever be afraid to use heart power as part of your presentation. Use heart power. And the more presentations you do, you're going to develop an instinct, guys. You're going to develop an instinct. April, if you don't mind, I'll share this. We run appointments and I can listen to the person and I'll be like, oh, I'm going to break script with this person. I'm going to do this like that. And April's actually like, how did you know to do that? Like, I'm like, it's an instinct. Like you kind of like, you know, this approach won't work with this person. Let me kind of, you might be, let me say this. You might be trying to do a presentation with somebody that's on the move and they like walking and they like doing other things. They talking up, like, you might have to be like, okay, I'm still going to make this work. So I got to maybe modify how I do this a little bit. It's just an instinct that you get. Or it's an instinct of, I'm not going to quote them, or I'm kind of getting a sense from the conversation that they're giving me a commitment of $400 a month, but I'm thinking that they probably need to be around $2. So let me come in a lot. It's just an instinct that you develop, guys. Some of you guys might already have it, but you don't trust it yet. Are y'all with me? Instinct is very much a part of this business. So listen to it, hone it, develop it, and let it be your superpower in this business. But you only develop that instinct if you're running appointments. If you're seeing a lot of opportunities come across your path, that's the only way that you develop the instinct in this business, Sade. All right. And then last but not least, last intangible that I want to share with you guys is closing is a belief system. It's a belief system. You have to believe that you deserve the business. Y'all ain't heard that. Y'all ain't heard what I said. You have to first and foremost believe that I deserve this business. I've went and got licensed. I've went and sat through these trainings on Tuesday. I have done the work. I have run field. I deserve this business. I believe that. I believe in it. So your belief is, it needs to be in your ability or your development to get better. You have to have a belief in your ability. You have to have a belief in your intentions. You're not trying to take advantage of anybody. So if anybody gives you a routing number and account number to do business, you know that your intentions are good. You have to have a belief in your intentions, know that you're doing the right thing for people 100% of the time, belief in the value you're providing. Guys, I'm telling you right now, nobody is approaching people who look like us and come from where we come from and offering them a serious financial plan and information to help them put together a strong financial house at the price point that we're doing it. We literally tell people they can start with $100 a month, and we're doing a magic trick to give them life insurance and a Roth IRA. There is no other financial service company that is doing that. And we ain't talking about we doing daggum me A and B mutual funds, Julia. We have access to top tier mutual funds from Franklin Templeton, Fidelity, American Funds, which is called Capital Group now, Invesco. These are top tier, great annuity. Guys, nobody's doing this. So you got to believe in the value that you're providing. It's part of the closing belief system. And then you have to have belief in the process. The process that we're following, that it's going to lead you to the promised land. If you follow the process, it will deliver the result. It will deliver the result. So if you sell out to that notion that closing is a belief system, and every day that you're doing this thing, that you're working on building up that belief system, your ability, you're resetting your intentions, you're understanding the value that you're providing to a person when you're in front of them, and you're following the process because you believe it, I promise you guys, you're going to win. You're going to win. And so teammates, this is the first installment of our Art of Closing training. Trust me, it's going to get real good. We're going to get into, we're going to do some breakout groups. We're going to do some practice drill rehearse. We're going to get into the how-tos of how this thing works. And we're going to take this thing one step at a time. We're going to talk about how to close business, to do life insurance, collect referrals. Latrice, I know you said, how do we do it? We're going to get into all of that. How do we do these things? Because I know how to do them. But my knowledge and my information only serves me. It does me no good keeping it all in my head. I'm going to pour it all out on you guys. But I need y'all to hang with me in the coming weeks, guys. We're going to park here for a minute because I want you to get paid. You're going to be competent. You're going to be confident. And Sade, you're going to get compensated. So don't miss. But now remember, next Tuesday, we don't have a training. All right. And so let me stop there.